If you're wanting to learn parkour, you're going to need to know two things. First of all, gets really scary, and second of all, it gets pretty hard. So we're going to go over some things on how to do parkour real quick, which you guys already knew that. So we're going to start off with a few basic things, just a safety roll, and then quadrupedals or baboon runs. Let's get right into that. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is the safety roll. Safety roll is when you do a roll forwards or backwards, but rather than going over your head, you go over your shoulders, and this minimizes injuries and will also help you to absorb shock when you actually land, so that there's not as much impact going through your whole body. Because if you land on your heels or you jump off a high spot, that's going to go through your entire body and you're going to feel it everywhere. And trust me, a safety roll helps absorb that so much. First, turn left, turn right, and then you'll decide which one you prefer. And if you go left, you're going to roll over your right shoulder. If you're going right, you're going to roll over your left shoulder. And this will help because it'll be a lot easier to just turn, and that's the direction you're going naturally. You're going to start by putting the leg on the opposite side to the direction you're spinning. I'm going to be spinning left, and so I'm going to put my right leg in front of me. I'm going to then bend down, make my hands into a diamond shape, and I'm going to put that on the floor. And then I'm going to turn my neck slightly to the left. I'm going to roll over that shoulder. Right leg forward, diamond on the ground, roll over my right shoulder. And this also will allow you to get up automatically without having to push yourself up or change positions, because you kind of roll right into that. And that helps like a lot. You can do it the left as well. Just do everything that I did in the other direction. So you go left foot forwards, make a diamond, put that down, roll over your left shoulder. And the reason why if you're rolling over your right shoulder you use your right leg is specifically because if you used your left leg, you'd very likely smash your knee into your face, and that would hurt a lot. So don't do that. Okay, the second thing that we're going to do is we are going to do quadrupedals, or here in South Africa we call them baboon runs. And those are, if you can't roll, or if it's not high enough that you feel like you need to roll, then you could just do these, and that'll also help absorb shock and just keep you going forwards. They're very simple. You go on all fours and you run forwards, backwards, and then you'd go right and left. Oh, I need to tie my hair up for these videos. And that'll also help absorb a lot of shock. My notes. Oh yes, break falls. So a break fall is something, if you cannot roll and you cannot do a quadrupedal or baboon run, then what you have to do is you've got to roll back onto your back and slam your hands into the ground. Now this hurts your arms quite a bit. Parkour, you need to be able to endure pain because you will get hurt at some point. You're going to have to do things that might hurt you. But that's all. My notes are flying away. That's all part of the learning process and being able to do things that nobody else can. That is part of this discipline. So I'm going to demonstrate a break fall quick. Very simple. Just make sure that you round your back so that you're actually rolling onto your back rather than just slamming your back into it, because that's very different. But it helps a lot. I felt nothing on my back there, but I did feel it in my arms. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at some vaults. So I have a vaulting station set up over here. It's very crude, and it used to have a cushion, but that kind of disintegrated because I left it outside. But we've got a very crude vaulting station here made out of an old metal frame table thing with some wood strapped on top. Now this should ideally be like waist height. As you can see, for me it takes me up to my thigh. Used to be at waist height, not anymore. So the first thing that we're going to be doing, let me set this up quick. Could you guys see if I put this here? Okay, maybe that won't work. Hang it in the tree. And there we go, that should work. So the first thing that we're going to do when we are doing vaults is the safety vault. This is something that you do because it's, first of all, it's safe. So if you're doing this for the first time, it just helps you get used to all the other vaulting movements because they kind of evolve and adapt out for this one. So what we're going to start off doing is you're going to choose, it doesn't really matter, it's best to try and practice everything both ways because it'll help you a lot in the future. You might end up going one way and then you realize, but that's not the direction that I do this trick in, or I don't roll this way, but I need to roll this way, and then you might end up hurting yourself because you don't know how to do it that way. So the first thing that we're going to do is put one hand on. I'm going to put my left hand on. Then you're going to put your opposite foot on. So you'll have a foot straight in the middle here, or a leg and foot in the middle. Both of those will be in the middle. And you're going to lift yourself up, and you're going to go over, up, and over. Can't believe the wind just blew my phone. So what you're doing is you are stepping over an object. It's essentially just continue walking. I could walk, step over, and continue walking. The next one that we're going to do is it's called thief vault because in movies, I guess, you always see the thieves, they vault a fence like this. But what you're going to do is you're going to put that hand on, and then you're just going to jump right over. Hand on, jump right over. It helps to keep your legs more or less together, but if you can't do that, then just take the top leg and throw that one over. So now we're going to do one that's a little bit more difficult, but it's a lot more helpful if you're running, or you just have to keep going and you have to keep running afterwards. It's called a speed vault. I don't know how nice they'll be able to demonstrate that here, but you put your hand on, then you jump with your inside leg up, and you kick with your outside leg or the top leg. So if I'm putting my left hand on and I'm jumping over this way, I'm going to kick about head height with my right leg, my outside leg. Up, kick, and that's going to allow me to keep running because my inside leg will step on the other side and it will keep going. I'm going to quickly just walk around the building because I have to demonstrate these next ones on the other side of my house. I am so very glad that I have a wall like this. How am I going to set this one up? Right there. So the next thing that we're going to work on is a tic-tac. So a tic-tac is where you jump and you push off a wall with your one foot. So for me, if I was tic-tacking, I'd go without the slip. Like that. And you do it the other way. When you are tic-tacking, what you want to do is you kind of want to absorb everything into one leg. You want to get as close to the wall as possible. Putting your hand on helps a lot. And then you want to absorb and push off with all the power that you have, all the strength you have. You have to do it. Yamakasi puts it strongly. They're the original parkour group, by the way, in case you didn't know that. So you got to do that left and right. Then you can start adding a second leg. 1, 1, 2. And then you can start traveling a lot further. What we're going to do is a simple wall run. That's when you run up a wall. So I'm going to start here. And then I'm going to do the same absorbing thing, but going forwards instead of going sideways or at an angle. You put 2 feet on a lot of the time just because it helps you get that extra height. You could go up to 3, 4, some people will kick off the overhang that's going over the wall, and then they'll come over, and that's also pretty cool. Notes. Yes, 180 degree. I'm going to call it a 180 degree tic-tac turn for this one because I have no idea what it's called in real life. But 180 degree tic-tac turn kind of sounds right. You're gonna tic-tac, but then when you're on the wall, you're gonna push off, put your other leg on, and push that way so that you go this way, rather than going that way, or that way. And that'll help if you need to go straight this way, rather than continuing or going on at an angle. Subscribe, check out what is parkour, in case you guys don't entirely know what it is, or you want to know more about it. We'll see you guys in that one. Should be, yeah, somewhere.